We have a very strong pocket of lift coming across, making storms very strong. Now, this just turned our severe weather very dangerous, everybody. All the way through this week, all the way towards Thursday, maybe even Friday as well. Now, I'm talking about winds over 80 miles per hour, potentially over 100. Very large hail, not only tornadoes, chances for very strong tornadoes as well, everybody. Plus, what's in our tropics, showing all this is still meeting up right over here towards the southern Gulf by the Bay of Campeche. You can see now we have Invest 92E, and this one's showing it's all going to meet up right here into the southern bay as we're getting this front coming through, showing it going a little bit deeper. The upper level high has moved further towards the west, like the GFS was seeing, matter of fact, and this is all getting pulled across the southeast right after this severe weather event. So I'm going to go through the latest tropical update first, then we're going to talk about the severe weather because the pattern coming is very strong and it will be very dangerous, everybody. Now, over here in the Pacific side, we still have Amanda, which is a remnant just weakening down. We have Invest 91E, still showing a chance for formation, 90% in 48 hours, 90% in the next 7 days. Still showing it's going to be a tropical storm towards Mexico. Then we have Invest 92E, still showing this is going northward as well, 70% in 48 hours, 70% in the next 7 days. Showing this more than likely will not develop, just bringing that heavier rainfall threat, which is enough, but it will develop more than likely over here across the southern Gulf by the Yucatan. So latest information on Invest 91E. You can see literally as it goes 24 hours where the ensembles are believing this will more than likely be, bringing tropical storm impacts on Mexico. Latest intensity model shows more likely will not be that tropical storm. If it will be short-lived. Then it's going to go across land and just be a tropical depression, bringing a lot of rainfall. The latest update on Invest 92E showing in 24 hours more likely where it's going to be and where it's going to move through as we go towards 48 hours. As we go towards 6 days, it could be either in the southern Gulf, the Bay of Campeche, or it could be moving right off the coast of Mexico. Showing more likely will be over here into the Gulf. Showing before it transitions into that, chances for a tropical storm before it reaches landfall shows very weak. Maybe once again a weak tropical storm. More likely will stay a tropical depression as it just meanders across Mexico going into the Gulf. And from there, I expect things to strengthen. So far for the next 7 days, National Hurricane Center don't have anything for the Atlantic side as of making this video. I'm still expecting to get an area of invest over here from the Gulf to the Western Caribbean. And this is where we're about to go on that weather pattern of a northward to a northeastward pull. Showing chances for formation into the southern Gulf has gone way up, all the way towards that 40 to that 50% chance as it reaches the southern Gulf, as we're going all the way from the 8th through the 15th. Then after that, we're going to that weather pattern where it's still going to pull this across the southeast and along the east coast, everybody. Whether it's just a lot of tropical moisture or something forming up, we really need to watch this. Now, so far, the only good news shown as we go towards this weekend, as it starts making its way towards the Yucatan, the southern Gulf, as we go towards Friday into the weekend, the latest chance for a tropical depression with the Euro takes it down as it comes across. But we still have that chance. This is going to go up and down, up and down. This is because the system is going across landfall, and these models are not good when there's land interaction. We'll have a better look in a few days when this actually meets the southern Gulf, if it goes towards the southern Gulf. Chances in the ensemble shows this as well. Literally, as we go towards that Thursday into that Friday, is where we have a chance for a weak low to form either the Western Caribbean into the southern Gulf. And look how all this pulls northward, and we either have something very weak, disorganized. These three up here is a group of disorganized thunderstorms. But this down here is trying to bring anywhere from a tropical storm towards a hurricane strength. And as you go forward, you can see more than likely will be something weak. We have 2 showing something strong. We have 4 or 5 showing something very weak. And literally as we go towards 8 and 9 days, then maybe it can strengthen up at the last minute and come across the southeast and the northern Gulf. So we still need to watch it. Now, the latest deterministic models, the GFS still showing something forming up as we're going towards a Thursday into a Friday, showing it weakens down immediately. Then once you go towards that 7 days, maybe still bring a tropical storm into the Gulf. Sit there and stall for a couple of days before pulling northward. This right here on this scenario would just bring a lot of rainfall, maybe some winds. But GFS has been showing this run after run that as we go through Friday and this weekend, we could get that tropical depression in the Gulf and pulling across as a tropical storm, maybe even trying to become something stronger at the last minute. Now, once again, this is GFS and it's not trending, but we still need to watch it. The latest Euro shows maybe in 6 days we could get that low pressure into the Bay of Campeche, but showing afterwards that's going to an unfavorable environment, very weak, and probably just bringing tropical moisture towards Texas. I will keep you updated. We still have 2 different scenarios. It's still too early. Once this goes over landfall, it's really going to mess up in the models, and we really won't know until it reaches water again. But you can see from the latest update on vorticity that as this all moves northward, that upper level high is right here towards the northern northwestern Gulf. So the very beginning of it will make that westward shift. But look how the upper level high moves towards the west. And all of this is open at that moment. And that's where that could swing northward and come around and get pulled by the trough. Latest update shows maybe that trough will pull it northward. But once again, this is always going towards 8 to 10 days on that scenario. Still too far to be accurate. We still need to watch it. I'm still showing it's a 30 to a 40% chance. I think it has gone down a little bit, but we still have a chance. Still showing on our latest potential velocity anomaly that we have all this favorable environment coming through all the way until the 15th. This is what those thunderstorms are tapping into that's coming across the U.S. for the lower 48. That's why that severe weather has gone up as well. Still showing we're going to have a short-lived unfavorable environment as we go towards the end of June. But as we go towards the beginning of July, showing it's going to pick right back up, especially for the Pacific. Of course, we're going to a very strong El Nino, but still showing from the Central America and eastward, we need to watch out for favorable environment as that comes through as well. Now let's go through the severe weather because we really need to talk about this, everybody. Now yesterday we did get 2 tornado reports. The wind over 330 wind damage reports. So we had those tornado reports for Arkansas, but look all the wind and wind damage reports that came across. Probably even another potential tornado right there that kicked in for Pennsylvania, showing damage to several homes that was reported, and the roof of one residence was blown off. So probably another tornado right there in Pennsylvania. Showing this weather pattern will be a dangerous weather pattern, everybody. So as we go through for today, we still have this MCV rotating around. This is going to bring a chance for a spin up or 2. Plus we have what's spinning across the north, bringing chances for tornadoes as you go through later this evening. Now this will intensify as we go through this weekend into next week. So as we sit for Monday, Monday is going to be somewhat a mild day. There is going to be chances for strong winds moving through from Nebraska, maybe northern Kansas, bringing chances for a squall line to come through. So as we get in that deep troughing coming through for Tuesday into Wednesday, also will stretch into Thursday, going across Wisconsin, going into Michigan, and maybe even bringing something very strong as we go through for Thursday evening. That's very concerning what is building. We're going into that negative tilt, and that will bring chances for strong tornadoes from Thursday morning across Nebraska, Iowa, into Thursday evening across Wisconsin and maybe even portions of Michigan. And I think there will be a Friday as well. I think we're going to see a lot of squall lines popping up, bringing very large hail and a lot of chances for damage and winds. Now, it's still too far to get accurate information on what is happening, but we can see some of the impacts. So when you look right here with the Euro, this is your lightning strikes. So when you look at your lightning strikes, you can see how strong the atmosphere is going to be. And as we go towards Tuesday evening, all this white, when you have this many lightning strikes, this is the very top of the legend. This means you have a very strong updraft. So this represents large to very large hail. So as we go through Tuesday evening over here for Kansas, also the Dakotas, western Nebraska, very large hail in a widespread outlook. As you go later in the evening, look how that turns into bow and line segments. Not only very large hail, but bringing damage and winds with that. That's why it's bowing out like that, because the strong winds pushing it. At the same time, those strong winds is what's going to help bring different rotations with height, and it's going to help bring our tornado threat. So as we go through for Tuesday evening, showing very strong squall lines coming through, very large hail, damage, and winds, showing it will last all night long into Minnesota, into Iowa, into Wisconsin, northern Illinois, early into the morning, even portions of Indiana. But look how it comes right back again as we go through for Wednesday, bringing very strong storms, very large hail, damage, and winds once again, all the way from Minnesota, Wisconsin, all the way towards Oklahoma and Kansas. And as you go through Wednesday evening, there you go again. Very large hail again, another squall line. Chances for strong tornadoes with this is where you go to that negative tilt and damaging winds, showing it pushes all across Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes. Then as we go through Thursday, it's going to build up again, everybody. A lot of very large hail and damaging winds, a big squall line once again, coming through all the way towards Thursday evening. Now it's reaching towards northern Arkansas, even Oklahoma through the evening. And then for Friday, chances for strong storms again. So this is going to be a very strong weather pattern. It weakens down a little bit by Friday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are going to be some pretty big days. So here's the latest outlooks, everybody, for today, for Sunday. You can see thunderstorms in any of these areas. We even have that enhanced feature. I did post these on my community tab yesterday. Chances for tornadoes for today. We have a 2% across the north as that comes across later this evening. Also for that MCV rotating around. So here's your cities and states at risk for a potential tornado for today. This is going to bring some very strong winds and some very large hail as well. So for the wind threat for today, not only the 5% in multiple areas, we have the significant severe and that 30%. This is where you can see winds anywhere from 70 to 80 miles per hour plus, maybe even up towards 90. So here's your cities and states at risk for the high winds for today. Also the hail threat, even significant severe, where you can see it 2 inches in diameter in this black hatched area. So here's your cities and states at risk for the hail threat for today. Now, even though storms are strong for today, they're going to get even stronger as we get that negative tilt and those strong winds coming through for Wednesday into Thursday. So look, as we go through this evening, we get a lot of rotating into the atmosphere from that MCV. We get a lot of storms coming through across Missouri Valley. This is where you have a chance for a quick spin up as that comes across for this evening. It's still on a low end threat, but there still is a threat for a couple of cells. Then as you go later into the evening, look how it brews up a lot of strong storms from eastern Montana into the Dakotas as you go through the night. That is going to bring some very strong winds with that. Then overnight, more storms across Missouri, North Dakota, Minnesota, into Wisconsin, Illinois. Just regular thunderstorms so far. But for tomorrow, this is going to brew right back up again as we start getting that storm system coming across for Washington and Oregon as we go through for tomorrow evening. Showing all the way towards Monday evening, we'll bring more storms across Illinois and Wisconsin. This is just minor, but stronger storms across Minnesota, across Nebraska, maybe even northern Kansas. This is what's bringing strong winds with this, as well as those move through for Monday evening overnight for Tuesday morning. And we can't see that far just yet with HRRR. But you can see from the latest outlook for tomorrow, for Monday, it's going to be relatively quiet compared to what we're going into. So we do have chances for tornadoes for tomorrow. It's a small chance, but we still have a chance it affects 89,000 people potentially. So here's your cities in Colorado at chance for a tornado for tomorrow, for Monday. Also, the wind threat. It will be on a low end, but you still have a threat. So here's your cities and states at risk for the high winds possibly for tomorrow, for Monday, and the hail threat. You still could have that significant severe over here in this black hatched area, where once again, it could bring 2 inches in diameter. So here's your cities and states at risk for the hail threat for tomorrow. But we're already seeing a lot of high winds coming, and we didn't even get to the main event yet. So look at this. This is your wind gusts as we go through this evening. Bringing some strong winds over here from Montana to Wyoming, the Dakotas. This is anywhere from 60 to 70 miles per hour wind gusts. And as you go forward, look how that strengthens everybody. Now it's bringing anywhere from 90, it's showing 114 miles per hour wind gusts. You always tone it down a little bit, but easily these winds can get anywhere from 80 to 90 miles per hour wind gusts. Might even reach 100 over here for today, for tonight. Then for tomorrow, for those storms moving through, bringing the winds again across Nebraska. It could be anywhere from that 50 to 60 or 70 miles per hour wind gusts. Very strong winds. Then the main event is going to come through, bring that negative tilt as we go through Wednesday and Thursday, and it's going to get even stronger, everybody. But this is where it starts getting stronger, everybody, for Tuesday. We have an enhanced feature as well, even significant severe. There's chances for very strong winds, also very large hail, and you cannot rule out a quick spin up of a tornado. So here's your cities and states at risk for severe weather for Tuesday. So now you can see how it has upgraded, everybody. This did move further towards the east like I told you yesterday. So for Wednesday, we have the 15%, also the enhanced feature, the 30%. This will upgrade more. So here's your cities and states at risk for the severe weather for Wednesday. Also for Thursday, look how it moved further across the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley. I believe this will upgrade more as well. But so far, here's your cities and states at risk for severe weather for Thursday. Showing this will grow big time. It's all because of that negative tilt and that troughing, everybody. So look at the difference. National Weather Service for Tuesday. Look at Colorado State University, showing this will grow into a larger area. Then as we go through for that Wednesday, look what Colorado State University, showing a lot larger of a severe weather event, even a big upgrade for northern Wisconsin, northern Minnesota, going into the UP of Michigan. Then Thursday, severe weather with National Weather Service. Look at Colorado State University, showing this is going to be a lot larger of an area, everybody. And they don't have anything for Friday yet, but you can see this with Colorado State University showing all that moving east for Friday. So get ready, everybody, because all this favorable environment that we have moving through is going to amplify all these storms. But thank you for your time, everybody. Hope you have a very blessed rest of your Sunday out there. I hope I didn't ruin your Sunday for you. Please pay attention to this storm coming. Not only in the tropics, what this storm system is coming to for the lower 48. This is going to bring very strong winds, very large hail, and multiple squall lines in the least. I still think we will see strong tornadoes as we go to that negative tilt for Wednesday into Thursday for Wisconsin, maybe even the UP for Michigan. Before I go, a quick word from our Father, everybody. Isaiah 25:4. For thou hast been a strength to the poor, a strength to the needy in his distress, a refuge from the storm, a shadow from the heat, when the blast of the terrible one is as a storm against a wall. Amen. Make sure you check on your neighbors, check on the pets, be that good Christian, everybody. And remember, above all things, all glory does go to God, our Father in heaven, Yahweh. And I always hope he keeps you safe every single day of your life and forever. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. We have something big that is coming.